Luke, you're up.
Yeah, I'll talk about March Madness here now that we're into it. This is probably everyone's the best, right? It's really kind of the crowning jewel of an awesome season, and it's hard to beat filling out a bracket. Filling out a bracket is probably the greatest thing in sports, and now coming up, I guess tomorrow and Friday, like those are the two best days in sports to me. So I'm with you. The only pushback, and you guys had pushback asking, didn't think or thought that I would rank this higher than NBA. NBA, they make their shots. College basketball, they don't always make their shots. So NBA, they're just better players. That's why I like NBA more. But in terms of excitement and like really getting into it and the whole gambling aspect, it's hard to beat March Madness.
So I completely agree with you. This is a tie for my top two best. By the way, I just realized that my microphone setting was only at 8. Have you guys been able to hear me well this whole time? All right, cool. I turned it up a little bit. But so this is the argument I was going to make for college football too, and I think it plays out perfectly here. For me, as a sports fan, I don't buy into the concept that more points automatically equals better product. I don't think that that's necessarily true in the NBA. I definitely don't think it's true in hockey. When I was growing up, they were trying to make the nets wider. Now, me as a lifelong goalie, I railed against that as much as you possibly could. They obviously never ended up doing it, but they wanted more goals in hockey. They want more points in the NBA. It's the same thing with college playoffs where it's like, Luke, you said it's either a really good game or a really bad game. I don't think a 63-58 college football game is necessarily good every time, So I don't need a ton of points for it to feel like a great product to me. I think in college, the missed shots kind of play into what makes it great. Especially in moments that you should be clutch, and then these kids just go out and just fall flat on their faces. Like I think it makes it like really interesting to me.
There is an element to making fun of 18-year-olds for not being able to hit free throws.
100%. Or the old guy, the 23, 24-year-old, and it's like you should be dominating these kids, and you're not. I think that it's great because of the volatility of it versus in the NBA, if you play 7 games, the better team is going to win. You're going to come out on top. It's just going to happen 9 times out of 10. But in college, it's just like so many mistakes can be made, and it's such a high pressure tournament. I think it's great. I think it's like a perfect product, and it brings in the most casual of fans and makes people care about college basketball. And you fall in love with these kids you're never heard of, you're never going to hear of again. Who was the guy from Fairleigh Dickinson like a year or two ago or whatever, transferred to a big school and you never heard of him again this season? It's like those kind of stories. That's what makes March Madness great to me, on top of the excitement of a bracket and all that stuff.
Completely agree. This is my favorite sporting event on the list. My only argument against it is I think it progressively gets worse as it goes.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But the first 4 days, greatest 4 days in sports for sure.
Yeah. To that point of it progressively getting worse, I've been starting the narrative, and I've gotten a lot of pushback on it. The conference tournaments are actually better than the NCAA tournament because those progressively get better. But you're right. Like this. So this is my number 3 on the list, but I am totally cool putting it the best.
Yeah, it's just so good. The stories are very similar to like when I watch the Olympics. Like there's just people I don't know about, and all of a sudden I'm finding out about them. You're rooting either for them or completely against them. That's great. So yeah, these first 4 days of March Madness are like my favorite sporting event, minus maybe the Olympics, and then like a super stacked UFC card. But those are few and far between as well.
I'm out on the Olympics, by the way.
Really, I love
the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm to the who I don't give a fuck unless it's basketball or hockey for winter.
What's better than seeing Rudy Gobert cry as he loses a game for his country?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Good.
Right, I'm with that. But like, I couldn't give a fuck about javelin.
Oh yeah, those kind of like track and field events. Yeah, I agree, but I don't know, man. I'm excited now. Like baseball is going to be in it. Skateboarding just started being in it. Golf just started being in it. Like there's a lot of things that I love that are relevant in the Olympics now. So I love them still.
I mean, Luke, we were very pro America for these first couple of shows.
Yep.
Like there's nothing better than just blind rooting for your country like a fucking stereotypical loser American.
Okay, that's fair.
It's so much fun.
That's fair. I will say probably my number one thing in sports is watching United States basketball just like 60 ball Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we got to do that again.
Yeah.
We can't throw out Robbie Hummel in 3-on-3. We have to do shit.
You're right.
We gotta flex on these guys. Luke, did you nominate March Madness?
Yep, I did.
Okay. I will go. I mean, I'll talk about NFL playoffs.